Hello everyone and welcome to English 101. English 101 is one of my favorite courses to teach because sometimes the students who come into English 101 have not written an essay in a long time. Many students that I see in my course are used to communicating through text messages with short codes, words that are simply one letter, or emojis that express an emotion or a thought or an idea. Some of us are used to communicating through emails with short sentences or sentences that are not complete sentences. And that does not mean that you are not brilliant. It certainly means just the opposite. Most students that I see in my course are conceptually astute. The world we live in, the technology of today, allows students to be far more worldly than in generations that have passed, and conceptually astute when it comes to ideas and larger concepts. This is heaven for me. But what we want to do is work on those writing skills to learn to write at a collegiate level and write university discourse levels of formal writing. That may have just set your hair on fire, but believe me, it is not as hard as it sounds, and if you will follow the step-by-step instructions that I have given you throughout the course, you generally will be successful. I've seen it in the past. 97% of the students who read every page, study the tutorials, follow step-by-step instructions are successful. It is very easy for me to see students who have not read the information and not studied the course. So let's take a look at that module page real quickly. Because this is a 15-week course, we have all sorts of wonderful time. You have time to fully and completely develop ideas, communicate on the few discussion boards that exist, reach out to the library for free tutoring, free resources. Our library here at Modesto is one of the best I have ever seen. They are fantastic and they're so willing and eager to help students succeed. The trouble with a full 15-week course is that sometimes students forget that something's going on, and then a due date comes and passes and the student missed the boat. That is why students who post the due dates and the study dates on their phones, I have so many reminders on my phone that help me. Those are the students who I see really excel. So, because it's an online course, not all of these modules are open at the same time. When you go to the announcement page, you will see a grid that shows you when each of the modules open. You can then add that to your phone calendar and include a reminder that reminds you that it's time to log into the course and study. Let's talk about this studying the course business. Because it's online, occasionally there is a temptation to just zip online, go to what's due, not study the pages that came before, and try to submit something. That is frustrating for students, and it is clear as a bell to me. So I want to go over this requirement with you. We're going to look at the syllabus a moment. I know there's another tutorial for the syllabus, but I just want to point out one thing to you. Let's go look at that together. As you remember from the syllabus, Modesto adheres to the Carnegie Unit. The Carnegie Unit is a mathematical formula that indicates how much time a student should spend studying a course, as far as reading the course PDFs, studying the information on a course page, watching the tutorials, communicating with one another on the discussion boards that are included in the course, remaining in close contact with Cyber Cafe small group members that you will be assigned. And students sometimes say, well, it's online. How will anybody know if I've done that? Well, not to sound too big brother, but there are a number of functions on Canvas that allow me to see the time that you have spent studying pages and watching tutorials. That device is called time tracking, and time tracking creates, therefore, an analytical page for me to access anytime I need to. And that analytical page will show me when you spent time, what you spent time on, and so forth. The temptation to simply open the computer, log into the course, and then walk away for 8 hours and come back, I understand the concept of that, but it doesn't work because it will show a negative analytical report for me whenever I review Canvas. The idea is to embrace the curve of this course. Enjoy this. At the end of this course, you will prove to yourself beyond doubt that you are a writer. You will be able to write analytical essays, persuasive essays, and at the end of the course you will write a narrative essay, which is a story, a fictional story. And you're going to have a wonderful time this semester. Embrace the learning curve. Embrace each one of the assignments and have a lot of fun. Let's go back to those little modules again. As I mentioned, the beauty of online learning is that there are a million topics for you to choose. And so the first of the course allows you to make some choices and to get to know the other people in the course. I don't have a lot of discussion boards because busy work makes me crazy, but the ones that I do have are important. There are two types of discussion boards. One is where you introduce yourself to the entire course, and those are discussion boards. Secondly, there is the smaller group that you will be a member of, and that's called your Cyber Cafe group. It is imperative that you log in and remain close with those groups. You're going to make some choices, and you'll be able to come in and log those in. As we go through, we're going to start with understanding the concept of bias. I think if you understand bias, you can understand just about everything that you will ever study in college and beyond. I honestly do. This is my opinion, but I've seen it work. So this is a critical part of the course. And then we're going to move on and we're going to study course objectives, assignments. What is research? I am interested that so many students do not understand or need to be reminded of the critical properties of research. All I know is my life, where I'm from, who I know, and how I perceive events and time around me. If I say 90% of Americans didn't vote in the last election, how do I know that? How do I know that 90% didn't? I don't know that. I require research to find out whether that's true or not. And I want students to become extremely curious to find out what the facts are about anything that is studied. And so that's where we start. A little bit of that. We have a qualitative analysis. Is, in a nutshell, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Have you heard that before? It's really true. And so there's a fun exercise associated with this. So you can see that in the first month of the course, we're going to be reviewing, writing ideas, concepts, things that are important for you to know as you move forward. And once again, the formula for going through the course remains the same. Let's start at the study, the beginning pages, and I'll show you that. So I scroll back up to the top, and let's just open this first page, and I'll show you what I mean. As you can see, this page begins the course with a tutorial and the next button. If you'll use this next button as you go through the course, you'll never miss a page and you will always be able to study what comes next. Again, remember, everything is laid out in logical, progressive content format. So if you keep up, you won't miss a thing. Next, we're going to be exploring some basic writing skills. You want to brush those up. You want to be able to write a complete sentence. You want to understand the concept of writing a developed paragraph. I know these are prerequisite skills, but we're going to brush up on them here because a number of students haven't written a college level essay in a long time, if ever. So let's learn how to do it from the start up. And these are all fun exercises, so you'll really enjoy these as you go through. Then we're going to move on to one of my favorite assignments, which is a persuasive essay. And again, each one of these steps take you in a logical, progressive manner through this assignment, which I absolutely love. And I take you in the step-by-step process of me actually writing this essay, and you can follow along with me, and that will help make sure that this essay is well written. This is a wonderful assignment. I think you're going to love it. I really do, as have students who came before you. Next, we're going to learn about writing an argument essay, which is where you're going to take a position and you're going to write your own analysis of a literary or film or television character. Fun news on this. Do you remember back in week 2 when you locked the character for this particular essay? I know you locked it a long time ago, but let's take a look at it real quick. Well, you're going to lock your hero topic here. And you will open this list of possibilities. Want to take a sneak peek? Okay, let's do it. These are all the characters you can choose from, but only one student can write one essay about one character. So you will want to choose your character and lock it down in the second week of class. That way, nobody else can use your title, and you can spend some time throughout the semester when you have time studying that character. Yes, you will want to be logged into the course when you are researching a character, and you don't need to do anything in the course. You just need to open the course, and then you'll be on your computer Googling, watching the film. That counts as time spent. Reading the book, that counts as time spent in the course. And watching the series, if it's one of a Netflix series or whatever. So these are all of your choices. In the second week, when you pick the character that you want, you simply come in here, you click reply, and you lock down that character. Now let's go back to the module in that week where we're actually writing that essay. This takes place weeks 11 to 13, and as you can see, you will follow the step-by-step instructions for writing the essay. Let's say that at this point you change your mind. You think, oh gosh, now I want to write about a different character that I saw on that list. Well, you'd need to go back to that discussion board and make sure that nobody has already locked that topic. If they haven't, you can go in and create a post by clicking that reply arrow and say, I've changed my mind. I'm unlocking this topic, and instead I'm going to choose this topic. Right? And that's how that works. There's a tutorial that explains that to you there too. Finally, we have the final essay, which is your final exam essay, which is a creative short story that you are going to write following these exact instructions. And once again, it's so easy for me to see if students have or have not followed all of these instructions. Then you will submit that essay here, and you will have completed the course and proved to yourself that you are an absolute genius.